So a better approach for dancers and a way to build that mental resilience is for them to focus on the process. So when I say the process, I mean something that is within their control and something that is meaningful to them. So I think helping dancers, like after every comp or after every performance, like reflect on what they want to celebrate, what they're proud of themselves for.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Steps, produced by Apolla Performance and Turning Point Dance Creations. I'm Bree Zabrowski with Melissa McDaniel Grisham, and another fantastic episode lined up for y'all today. We're talking with our friend Ashley Mowry about cultivating a champion mindset for dance success. But really, these tips can apply to any athlete, as always, on our show. For those of you that don't know, Ashley Mowry is a dear friend, former competitive dancer, dance educator, a competition company director. Now, as a mindset coach, she helps dancers build a healthy mindset so they can shine on and off the stage. She holds a BA in psychology from the University of Arkansas, is an associate certified coach through the International Coaching Federation, a whole person certified coach, a trauma-informed certified coach, a certified positive psychology coach, and a trained facilitator in Tara Moore's Playing Big coaching program. Ashley's a specialist for Doctors for Dancers and a blog contributor for Apolla Performance, which we love having her. You can also see her on tour with Embodied Dance Conference, where she leads mindset skills seminars for all ages, including parents and teachers. She is more than qualified, in other words, to speak on all of this today and then some. So Ashley, welcome back. It's always good to have you and to see you again, friend.
Thank you. Thank you both for having me.
Yes, Ashley is all things mindset. So I want to jump into it as soon as possible because we have a lot to cover. So as a mind skills coach for dancers, you focus on areas that often people just kind of they throw to the side. They sacrifice it for physical training. But I want to talk about why cultivating a strong mental game is so essential for dancers who are striving for ultimate and comprehensive success and well-being.
You're so right. In dance and a lot of sports, we often concentrate on the physical strength aspect, right? That physical strength aspect is what's going to help dancers jump and move and excel at their technical elements, right? But their mental strength is just as important, if not more important. So their mental strength is the ability to recognize your thoughts and emotions and behaviors and how to healthily manage the stress and pressure, especially in high risk environments.
Love it. So we recently talked, we had Lauren Ritchie on, and we talked to her about performance anxiety a little bit. And she kind of basically, long story short, definitely go back and listen to that episode if you guys have not caught that. But basically, you're never really, performance anxiety is something to work with. It's not something we're ever really going to necessarily conquer. It's not a bad thing, even. We learned a lot about it, and it was very interesting how she approached that. But what are some, it can still be a hurdle for many dancers and performance athletes. So what are some practical mindset strategies and techniques that dancers can use to manage those nerves, build their confidence, and perform at their best under pressure, knowing that it's never really going to go away, and it's actually probably a good thing to have to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're so right. It's not going to go away, and it's okay that it's there. We don't need to be scared of it. So many times I hear dancers backstage and they're going, "Oh, I feel nervous. I feel nervous," and they're thinking that that's a bad sign, and it's not. It's your body's response to what you're about to do on stage. It's your body's response to putting yourself out there and performing in front of an audience. So yes, definitely keeping in mind that it's okay. We can embrace that, and then also understanding the different types of performance anxiety that can come up. So the two main ones that I focus on with my clients are somatic performance anxiety, which is in your body. So that's like your heart racing, the pit in your stomach, your shaky hands, your clammy hands, and then cognitive performance anxiety, which is in your mind. So that's like the racing thoughts, or maybe the negative self-talk that comes up, or the negativity bias that can come in that's like thinking about all the things that could go wrong on stage. So that's your cognitive performance anxiety. So, dancers, a lot of dancers have some form of both. Some lean more towards one, but just understanding the difference can really help and give dancers some language to describe their experiences, which can really help. And then what we want to do is we want to use we want to use skills that can reduce our body's stress response. So again, that's our body's stress response to going on stage and performing in front of an audience, or putting ourselves out there in a situation that might be emotionally vulnerable, right? And so to do that, I've created what I call the 5 S's. And I have a link for you all, viewers, if you want to download the 5 S's. I've made it into a PDF. So these are 5 skills that start with the letter S, that are researched and proven to show that they reduce stress in the moment. And then they also help us balance out our nervous system, so that you can feel those nerves and still know that you can do it and go out there with confidence.
That's awesome. I can't wait to share that with everybody, and we'll definitely get that in the show notes and pop that link on the screen as well.
Yeah, they're really fun, and I love to hearing about when dancers use them backstage. So if you do follow me on Instagram and you end up using them, please let me know. It's so fun. I've gotten videos before of everybody. So one of them is shake, shake and bounce. And so I've gotten videos of like all of the teams just like shaking and bouncing backstage, and I'm like, yay! Keep using it. So yes, please let me know if you use them.
Definitely want to use those with some of my kids. We got one more competition and recital coming up, so I'll definitely download that and use it and tag you, so you can see how they're using it. One of the things, Ashley, that I have noticed is that, mm, and I don't know if it's generational. I don't know if it has anything to do with social media or whatever, whatever. But my kids become so very downtrodden when things don't go their way. Oh my gosh, like this generation's like, oh my gosh, I got a high platinum and not in the diamond. I don't want to dance anymore. I have lost my passion. And I'm like, dude, be an old fogey. I come from the day where there was first, second, and third. Forget your diamonds and your platinums and but you just were sitting there with no little ribbon. There was a little ribbon and they were red, yellow. Yeah, I mean that was it. So, how do you think that dancers, or from your experience, how can dancers develop mental resilience to navigate these difficulties and learn from them and bounce back stronger versus just kind of wilting?
Yeah, you're so right. I do hear this a lot. And this has been a big focus of mine in the past several months working with clients. I'm hearing it more and more. So, a couple things: normalizing that, like, this is a competitive sport. And so, like, there is going to be some emphasis on the competition aspect of it. But we don't want that to be our why. We don't want that to be our main focus, because then we can get into unhealthy territory of like tying our identity and our self worth to outcomes. So, a better approach for dancers and a way to build that mental resilience is for them to focus on the process. So, when I say the process, I mean something that is within their control and something that is meaningful to them. So, instead of going into a competition with, I want to win first overall, it's, I want to go on stage and give my authentic performance and connect with the audience, right? So, something that is within my control, and that is meaningful to me. So that's one thing. Another thing too that we can do is normalize setbacks and mistakes. I know that a lot of dance studios are pretty high pressure environments, and a lot of time perfection is demanded. And I understand that. I understand that the intent is not to cause harm, but I think we do need to do a better job of normalizing mistakes and setbacks and challenges. Dancers are not going to get everything right away. It's okay that things take practice. And I think zooming out and seeing that growth isn't linear. It's not a straight shot. It's a lot of this. And I think we have to bring that up with our students a lot, whether it's as parents or teachers, sharing about our mistakes, our setbacks, our challenges, and how they've shaped us, what we've learned from them. Um, and then let me think if there's anything else. Oh, I also think too, developing that voice of self compassion inside of ourselves. So, really being able to, instead, when we mess up, instead of, oh, I'm so bad at this, or when we get the platinum and not the double platinum, it's, oh, I'm the worst dancer. We want to train our internal voice to talk to us like we talk to somebody that we love. that's gentler and more supportive. So it's not saying like, oh, I'm the best dancer here. It's saying like, oof, okay, this is hard. I really wanted that award. I got this award. What can I do differently next time? And so that there's more reflection there and more compassion.
So that is a great lead into what I wanted to ask you, which is, it's goal setting, right? Setting effective goals and staying motivated, especially as you get to that part of the year where the excitement of learning choreography has worn off and you're just repeat, 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 do it again, do it again, do it again, clean, 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 right? It can be really tough to maintain those goals and stay motivated for, especially for kids in a demanding field like dance, right? Where it's hard hitting for most of the year. What are your top tips for dancers to set meaningful goals, maintain their motivation, and stay focused on their long-term aspirations while still fulfilling their commitments to the current season?
Great question. So I think to start out with, I would say really focus on process based goals. And I do this like with the dancers that I work with, and then also in my teaching. I think you can even set a process goal for every rehearsal. And every dancer can do that individually. Like, okay, what part of the process is meaningful to you that's within your control? Do you really want to go in and focus on your artistry? Do you want to go in and focus on your performance? Also, that's going to give the dancer autonomy, which is one of the factors in creating more self determination. So, that more like internal motivation. Autonomy is a key factor in that. So, that could give them that. And then also going into comp weekends or auditions or whatever it is, setting that process based goal and really focusing on that. And then also, I think celebrating small wins along the way. So, so often we only celebrate these big, huge wins, or we only celebrate when we're recognized by external factors. So, I think helping dancers, like after every comp or after every performance, like reflect on what they want to celebrate, what they're proud of themselves for. If you're hearing a lot of things that are external validation, so like awards, scholarships, whatever, validate that. Say like, yes, be so proud of yourself. And also, what's something that's not an award that you're proud of, and get them to make those shifts in their mind.
Awesome. So every Ashley, you've been with us for all 5 seasons, I am sure. I don't think you've missed a season yet. All 5 seasons. Yes, all 5 seasons. I love it. So you know that we give homework. Our homework question for this week is for dancers, parents, or teachers who recognize the importance of mindset skills but aren't sure where to start. What is one actionable step that they can take today to begin strengthening their mental game?
So I talked about that download, and that's my homework is to download the PDF that I created with the 5 S's. And teachers too, what I've done is I will, if you print this out and then like cut them into strips, they can be used like during class. When you're in rehearsal and like vibes are off, and everybody's stressed, I will say, okay, S break, and we'll pick one of these and we'll do it all together. And so that's a really great way to incorporate them in the classroom. But I would say first step is downloading this and start practicing them, and start there's so I it says it on this, but I want you to think of this as like a menu. You don't have to do all of them, you don't have to go in any certain order. There's 5 of them, you can pick and choose and see which ones best for you.
That would be fantastic. So many points in the season, like in the beginning, as you're getting started as a team and getting a feel for each other, but also like in that really stressful period of preparing for competition where everybody's just at the highest level of stress. Like that would be a wonderful tool. And we love free resources. So thank you for sharing this. And we have our own free resource that's the same every week. It was the catalyst for this show. But it's our steps initiative course. It's completely free. It is 5-part course module that you can go at your own pace. Every module is curated by experts in their field, and we cover education-based resources and evidence-based research on racism, gender inequity, sex abuse prevention, nutrition psychology, dance medicine and science, and more, and how those things affect performance athletes. It's not meant to be a be all, end all, a lesson for you, but hopefully it will inspire you to dive in and dig deeper on your own because when you know better, you do better. We want to make sure that you can find Ashley and all of the incredible insight and resources she provides to our community. So, Ashley, can you share a little bit about your website, how people can get in touch with you? And I know you do one-on-one sessions. How can people book you to work with their group or one-on-one?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do one-on-one sessions. I do virtual and in-person workshops. So if you are a studio director or owner and you want to bring me out, you can also, that is an option. And for one-on-one coaching. So for all of that, just go to my website, ashleymowery.com. And there's a tab that says services, and just go down to that. I also do what's called a mindset prep session, which is a one-time 60-minute session before a big competition or audition or performance. And it's just to prep their mindset. We go through your strengths. We go through the 5 S's that you can use. We go through any self-doubts that are happening. And then I teach you some skills to be at your best for that competition or audition. So all 3 of those are on there, and you can just book from my website right there. And then a great place also to keep up with me is my Instagram. It's at ashley.mowery.mindset. I'm posting a lot of resources right there. We are winding down competition season and about to start into summer and nationals season. And so lots of resources for that. I know this week I'm talking about emotional regulation in high stress environments. So you can check that out there.
Yes, wonderful as always, Ashley. I am Melissa McDaniel Grisham, and I'm here with Bree Zabrowski, and we are signing off. Thank you to Ashley for being here with us again in season 5. Looking forward to season 6 and having another wonderful convo. Thank you, everybody who is joining us as viewers for joining us for another episode of Beyond the Steps. You can find this episode and all of the episodes on YouTube and Facebook at Apolla Performance and at TP Dance Creation. So be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Next week, y'all, it's the end of the season. Can you believe that? We can't believe that. Oh my gosh. Next week, we're recapping our favorite moments from season 5 as we close out and take a little itty bitty break for the summer. We can celebrate what it is that we enjoyed about this season and look forward to next season. And we hope that you can join us and share your favorite guest episode with us as well.